Striking dock workers are looking to ban parts of their jobs from being automated, as they claim it will cost jobs and money.
But a study finds that the technology would increase paid union hours and increase efficiency on the job. Let's bring in the CyberGuy, Knutsson. Kurt, it's great to see you. I just wanted to point out that the union boss, who makes close to 7 figures, has a Bentley sitting out in his yard, according to the New York Post, was raging recently against Easy Pass for costing union jobs. So that's kind of automation that Americans love.
Well, Dagan, Sean, good afternoon to you. I'll tell you now that the United States is way late to the game when it comes to technology in the port systems. If you take a look, let's teach us a lesson. You just go around the world. Let's go to the Netherlands. In Rotterdam, that port right there is the world's most automated port. Now, what happened when those union workers were concerned the same way about their jobs and about pay? Well, in that negotiation, they pushed for early retirement packages and work time reductions with the same pay. In the end there, automation after years did not cause significant job losses, according to a study done by Erasmus University. And now on the west coast of the U.S., we've already got a lesson from 2015 to 2021. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach have been adding automation. Now, during that time, the port union members' pay actually grew 11.2%. That, according to a professor at UC Berkeley that's had his eye on this technology and the labor issues that are going on there. The U.S. has got to stay competitive. You can't stop the world. We're now about to enter into day 4 of this strike, and there's going to be progress. There's going to be automation. Work the deal out. Don't be so stubborn. We want our Christmas presents.
Well, listen, I'm all about people sitting down negotiating wages, but I agree with you, Kurt. You can't stop advancement in technology, especially when, as you mentioned, it's going to bring you more efficiency. It's not going to cost any jobs if we look around the world and what's happened with the number of dock workers that are currently employed. And you get a better wage? I'm confused. Why don't these dock workers on the East Coast understand that, see that, and go, you know what? We're actually okay with automation. We're going to make some more money, have a little better job security, and the port's going to be more efficient. More products going to come through here.
I think they're taking advantage of the time, Sean, birthday boy. I think what they are doing is using that as a device and a wedge right now to just get higher pay. Whether they're going to knock at that 70% that they're looking for or not in a pay increase is one thing, but to knock automation, they know it's coming. And, you know, they also know how automation could actually help their jobs. I mean, you don't want to necessarily let all the cranes be completely automated, or the gates, and that's one thing that they're talking about with regard to security, having those fully automated. But for the cranes, for example, when you have those fully automated, yeah, you can put more containers in the yard at most ports, but they're actually inefficient. They need people with that, so their jobs are solid. You got to have people who will actually move that stuff faster than any machine can or any automation at this point. So it's time to work together. It's time to come to a resolution, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, as the Wall Street Journal points out in a recent editorial about this, the union's current contract entitles longshoremen to what is effectively a guaranteed income running tens of thousands of dollars, regardless of whether they even work. And union bosses, local union chiefs, make hundreds of thousands of dollars for doing nothing. That is a quote from the Wall Street Journal editorial.
And I'll say one thing, you know, I understand that some longshoremen take home around $200,000 when they are working about 100-hour weeks.
Let me break in.
Well, you could use
Let me
this
break in,
negotiating
Kurt.
point.
I need to cut you off. Sources are telling Fox Business that a compromise has been reached. A compromise has been reached on this strike. There have been reports, previous reports, in other publications that the White House had been siding with the striking dock workers and had been putting pressure on the carriers, been putting pressure on the other side of this negotiation to make a deal, but a compromise has been reached in this port strike.
So, Kurt, your
I think
Christmas
what you're
is
saying,
gonna be
Dagan, is that
saved.
I needed to be on the air with you in order to write. I'm the one who brought it all together at the end of the day, and it was really a birthday gift for Sean, quite frankly.
Listen, we could do a Christmas book about this, how you save Christmas, Kurt. Thank you for doing that, making this deal happen.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time.
Hey,
and I will tell both of you, you know, we're tracking at CyberGuy.com, where we have a newsletter that goes out for free. And for those who have the newsletter at CyberGuy.com, There's a malware spread going on Android phones and some iPhones that you want to keep your eye on. Yep, still looking at it, still spreading.
We're going to keep talking about this. So we're waiting for more details on what this compromise entails. But the White House had very clearly, and that just means Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, had very clearly sided with the Longshoremen's Union, the ILA, on this. We're waiting for a press release to come out, but what is in this deal? Because the union had been demanding, at least initially, a 77% wage increase.